Hi guys and welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to clean up your interface so it looks a lot more polished. Kind of similar to what I've got going right here. After you learn what I am doing, you're more than welcome to change it around to any way that feels good to you. I'm going to be making one that feels kind of vibe to how I typically play my RuneScape. This isn't the version I'm going to show you. I'm actually going to be doing it in full size. You're going to want to put in full screen before you do this. If you want to make two interfaces, one for full screen, one for windowed, I would recommend doing that. I actually deleted my full screen, so I'm going to be doing it in full screen to show you guys. I've already jumbled it out around. I'm going to show you guys how to move your icons, move everything around. Some people are confused on how it's done. So yeah, let's just jump right on into it. I'm not sponsored by anybody, so if you guys want to leave any donations for showing you how to do this, that would be great. If you want to hit that follow, sweet. If you want to subscribe, hey, welcome to the family. Come check me out also on Twitch TV at Cry for Mercy 1. You'll see a link down in the description below. When I am looking at people's screens, when I'm showing them how to boss. Some people do not have their interface set up, which is perfectly fine, to each their own choosing, but it makes it difficult for you to pull off the abilities that you need to at certain times, and it also makes it difficult to know where everything is, right? We got defense abilities that you got to use while bossing, magic abilities, you got to use an ability over here, ability over there. The main thing about mid to high PVM is knowing where your abilities are located. Currently right here, we've got two action bars on, right? Plus our main bar, which is typically this. All right, first things first, we're going to get all our action bars on our screen today. So what I want you to do is go into gameplay. I want you to go into your combat and action bar, click action bar, and turn all these guys on. I'm going to show you from the proper way, right from the beginning. It makes more sense to start at one and just change all your bars and do this and do that and just refix things. It really does. Because organization is key when it comes to bossing. But what I want you guys to do is, make your bars however you want, but the first four are always going to be on the screen. They're going to be things you're going to constantly be using. Like you're going to want these bars not to be changed, and you only really want your main, attack bar to remain changeable. These four are stagnant. You want to keep them, as polished as possible, and only change them if you have something else that you absolutely need. Right? Like if you're skilling, use your regular action bar. Right? Use your combat bar. Make a skilling bar specifically for that. So I've got a defense, I've got a prayer, I've got a switches for any of your weapon switches, and I've got a utility, which is generally everything. And prayers are also kind of everything, right? It really depends on what you use. But if you know the button, like, and you got a secondary alt that you use, like a niche alt, or you're doing something, switch out buttons that you already know does that job. What I want us to do now is we want to focus on reducing some of this clutter, because this clutter ain't doing anyone any good. You can't really see anything. You go and fight, that's going to be silly. It's going to be a change at first, but you know what? Change sometimes can be good. First things first, we're going to reduce some of the clutter. We're going to add some clutter, and we're going to make sure that our clutter is actually kind of organized here. All right. What I tend to do is I just combine all my spells all in the same thing. All my melee all in the same spot. Right? Melee I barely even use anymore, so I'm going to put that further to the back. You know, keep this all up, keep this all going. Realistically, you want to keep most of us out as are familiar. But we're not actually going to put that in anything just yet. This is going to be your final piece to the puzzle. You're familiar. If you plan to do it my way. But like I said, we're going to clean it up so that it's much more enjoyable. You can see everything. I want you to notice where I'm picking up these abilities. I'm usually grabbing in the middle, grabbing over here, grabbing over there. Don't X out. If you grab more on the icon, it's just going to show you this. It's going to pull. So, you know, you can shape it any way you want. Just pick it up in the middle, move it up and down, or all around. That's how they did it in Funky Town. Backpack, we're going to keep that individual. These are things that you aren't really going to use other than your backpack or your worn inventory and things like that. And remember, this is my preference. I'm just showing you how I would organize it to a way that is comfortable for me. Right? And this is just placement. We're going to get out our prayer curses. You typically want to throw everything into one chat bar. It just makes it easier. Then you know where everything is at all times. Right? Then you want to put your friends list over here. Depending on what kind of person. You can either have it in the front. You could have it in the back. I typically try to have it in the back. And I usually tuck my friends list over here. Bring it up. We're going to build this in proportion to our action bar. So let's go like that. Go like this, go like that, and a little bit of that. So, the reason I usually start with 1, 2, 3, and 4 as our preset is because of our little number icon right here. You can also right click it. It makes it easy to switch over any of your action bars. If you need to quickly switch over to something, just right click. But it also makes it easier to be able to instruct how I would polish it. And again, do it whichever way you wish. This is just a good way to organize. However, just keep in mind that I'm in full screen. You can do it in the windowed screen and follow step by step. It's going to match. No matter what way you do it on your system, it should match. Got more space. I got more space, ma. See, and I just fold mine, make them into blocks. Listen, I'm not very good at numbers. If anyone has anything to say it in the comments. I assure you, it looks much different. And then I go like this, and I go like that, and then I go like that. Right? From there, I'll start something over here. And because I've got a lot of extra space, I'm still going to keep what I normally do. I always press the lock so I know exactly how it's going to look. I see a gap. Fill your gaps. Tuck everything nice and in. Ooh, this gives me a lot more room. Now, if you like what you're seeing, keep in mind, hit me up on Twitch. I'm always willing to help people. Now, in your bank, you can extend it as well. You can make it smaller, you can make it bigger, you can make it wider. I usually go like that. So at least I know what I'm wearing. My guy knows what he's wearing. Plus, technically, I've got a lot of space here. Right, now we've got this all organized. But let's go further. So this gets you to this. Alright. works out great. Still clean, but we can make it even cleaner. And if you notice all this stuff underneath you, you won't be able to click it. And it's just easier if you clear it all up and tighten it up. So this becomes my favorite part of our tutorial today. Step 1, I want you to click game view. And you see how we have our familiar out here and nothing's in this corner? I want you to bring your mouse into the corner of your screen, and I want you to drag that area. And after you're done dragging that area, you can put familiar back in. We're done this crucial step. So now our game is actually above everything that we placed. Now you don't gotta worry about anything underneath because it actually doesn't change any of it. It just shrinks it all and puts it right in front of you. So the most important tool I find is game view. I'm not a fan of these curves that you guys see, these gaps. We're going to be changing all of that quite shortly here. And let's start off with this. You guys can either choose to keep it open, otherwise what I like to do is I go into my interface, I go into my appearance, and I click slim headers. Because I personally don't like seeing that. The next thing you guys are going to want to do is hide your title bars. And then it gives it that nice clean polish. Okay, from there you guys can either turn up the transparency or turn it down. Personally me, I actually don't like the transparency because it kind of blocks out the words on your chat. It blocks out quite a bit. I just turn it right off. Thank you guys for checking out this video. This is my first video, so I'm sorry that it may be a little rough. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate. Leave a message in the comment. If you guys want to check me out at twitch.tv/cryformercy1. Hope to see you guys soon. Don't forget to hit that follow button. Don't forget to hit that follow button on my Twitch. And I'm excited to say more videos are coming. Thank you guys so much.